My name is Marcin Przydacz. I'm the Deputy Foreign Minister of Poland. My portfolio is economic diplomacy and the development cooperation. That's why I'm here in Kenya. I'm happy to be here.
You are speaking of economic diplomacy.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us of the discrepancies between the two economies, Kenya and Poland. Do you feel like we are far behind from economic dominance, or like?
What I see is a huge potential in the Polish-Kenyan cooperation. To be honest, it's my first time in Kenya, but I already had the chance to talk to your business people, and I brought some Polish entrepreneurs who are interested in investing here, but also trading with your entrepreneurs. So there is the potential is there. So far, I mean, we are trading, but it's only the amount is around $100 million per year. I think we can easily double or triple these numbers. Since the economy of Poland is growing very fast, the economy of Kenya is growing also very fast. So it's just what our task is. I mean, as diplomats, is to make it easier. That's why we organize today the business forum for the entrepreneurs in order to facilitate the context between them and to establish the further cooperation. So that's the main purpose of my visit. We perceive your country as a very important country in this region, politically but also economically. We opened the special trade office in Nairobi. That was the first that kind of office in the whole Africa and whole sub-Saharan Africa. So we start our presence from Kenya, and that's the trade office. The purpose of existing of this office is to find possible ways of investment and the possible business partners.
Are there maybe any particular sectors of the economy you're looking for us to trade more on, partner economy?
Yeah, so far our trade was concentrated mostly around the agriculture products. So we import coffee and tea from you, obviously, and flowers, and we export wheat. But I think we have far more to offer. There are several sectors. Even in the agriculture, we can work on the equipment. We are quite good in have a wide range of I mean, the offer of equipment for the farmers. We've already started also through the development projects. I've just yesterday have seen the factory, the milk producers who produce yogurts and milk, etc. And we equipped this company with the milk coolers. They're very happy with this. There are far more these kind of companies who are interested in buying this equipment. So equipment for the food industry, let me say that. The IT, of course. I mean, IT products. We have a very good programmist, very well educated, and a good offer. We are already present in Africa, for example, in Ethiopia, with a good cooperation with their administration, the government. The second is the interior design and the construction products. Since the economy of Kenya is growing very fast, there are more and more people who are building houses, flats, etc. We have quite interesting, I would say, offer of products to you. Tourism, that's I think very interesting sector. There are more and more Polish people who wants to come to the different countries, and especially during the winter in Poland, they could easily come to see not only Nairobi but also your beautiful nature, natural parks of the coastal area. So yeah, there are I think many possibilities. What is important is to establish the direct contact between our business people and yeah, we as diplomats are eager to facilitate that.
You mentioned machinery for agriculture. In Kenya, we have this notion that the equipment that we are using are not as far according to international standards that can enable us to be more food secure. What's your take on this? Do you feel that the machinery that Kenyans currently have can be bettered?
I think it's always. I mean, always can be better. As you said, I mean, there are several companies who that doesn't meet the international standards, so they have to work on the equipment. Probably, I mean, they are eager to buy, but it's, you know, they need the financial support. What we can offer is the European standard of the machinery, of the equipment, but for the better price. Since we are from Central Europe, the economic situation is a bit different. We are easily competing with other producers in the United States, in the European Union, with our products. They're very, the quality is very high. It's the standard is there, but still it's much cheaper. So I think it could be also interesting for the Kenyan farmers or food producers. Yes.
You mentioned financial support. Maybe do you have a particular figure that you can attach to the kind of?
There are some financial instruments, let me say. For example, this Tier 8 credits. We are quite active in that in that matters in several African countries. So we can provide you also the kind of loan. I mean, the credits guaranteed by the governments, both with a very low, let me say, percentage to be paid off. So that's one. But there are also several commercial financial instruments. Yeah, I'm fully aware that Kenya needs more and more capital. I mean the money, and let's say that like this, cash flow, and I think we can also provide it in order to facilitate the presence of the Polish investment there. And the third thing is not only the guaranteed by the government, but there are several potential Polish investors who have the money, and they're like looking for places where to invest. So I'm trying to convince them that maybe Kenya could be a good choice.
You mentioned you opened the first office in Kenya. Why did you choose Kenya? And considering that we are a regional Africa now, we're getting integrated, we are coming up with a new way of trading in the Africa Free Trade area. Do you feel that Kenya could be the best place to open the African market?
You've just answered the question. I mean, it's we've opened our first trade office in Nairobi, and it wasn't by mistake. It was, of course, that was our choice. We perceive Kenya and the Kenyan economy as a very important partner today, and the same for the future. Your economy is one of the biggest in the region. The capital is very important. I mean, also with the UN headquarters. I mean, there are a lot of business going on around here. So we would love to see Kenya as a kind of gate to the Africa. We have embassy here, which is very active. Let me say that we are somehow coming back to the Africa. For the last 30 years, Poland wasn't that present, that active in the sub-Saharan Africa. Right now, because of the good economic situation in Poland, we can afford to do that. I mean, we can come back, and we are starting from Kenya. Because it's a reliable partner. We have a good political dialogue since the very beginning. I mean, since Kenya got its independence, so I think it's a good start point for the future cooperation.
You were mentioned among the three attractive destinations which is a compliment on your side. Maybe can you give us tips on what you do differently that other nations are not doing?
There are several things I think we do a bit different. We educate people. That's the most important thing. I mean, for the last 30 years, we are strongly supporting the education of people from the very beginning, or from the kids' school through the universities. We have very good universities. And everybody can afford it. I mean, if they are not rich enough, there is support from the government. That's why later, I mean, as I said, in IT sector, for example, it's because of that, because of those very good technical universities. And the second, after the communism, I mean, for communism after '89, people were, let me say, somehow eager to work very hard, because we've lost 45 years behind our Iron Curtain because of the Russian Soviet domination. People wanted to catch up to the Western standards, so they worked very hard from the morning till the very evening. So I think that's the second thing, and the third, that we gave the opportunities to those people who are eager to work hard. I mean, so just you don't have to support people. You just have to give them the opportunities. I mean, give them the chance through the legal system, through the free market. Then there was a political decision. We joined the European Union, which is one big free market. So there were plenty of opportunities for our entrepreneurs to not only to meet the international standards, but and to learn a bit from their Western partners, but also to compete on these markets with their products. So I think that's the recipe: education, hard work, and have the free possibilities. That's
one last question before I let you go. Maybe you talked about universities and opportunities, and maybe are we likely to see more exchange between Kenya and Poland in terms of students going on that side, so that they can learn and acquire knowledge, and also them coming on this side?
There are already, I would say, hundreds of Kenyan students in Poland. We have very good universities. You can get the internationally recognized diploma, I mean the European diploma, I would say for a better price, because still it's cheaper in Poland. The living standard is almost the same like in Western countries, but it's a bit cheaper. And the same with the universities. You can easily study in English, so studying in English and having a good degree, good diploma after those 3 or 5 years. That's why we are inviting, of course, African students, Kenyan students. There are hundreds of them. There are also possibilities to get financial support. It's through the scholarships. There is a Łukasiewicz scholarship program. That's the name. So you can apply, and then you can get a scholarship to study in Poland. Warsaw, Kraków, Gdańsk are beautiful cities. Very, I would say, international right now. There are plenty of international students. Not only from Europe, but from all over the world, from Asia and Africa as well. In this region, in Eastern Africa, I've met several very important people, officials, who are graduated from Polish universities. There are right now ministers or businessmen. They speak fluent Polish, of course, because after being in a couple of years in Poland, they could learn our language, and there are good, let me say, foundation for the future relations between our two nations. So yeah, we are interested in investing also in the human capital, in people of Kenya.
Thank you very much.